So far, so good. This EnVy team looks dominant. Let's hop right in here. Rapid fire, flashbang, concussion gone. You see Overclock getting attacked as well. I got to think that high caliber is going to be one of the next to go.
EnVy one of the teams that I think you can predict their bans and protects like the easiest of anybody.
Sure.
It's like flashes, stuns, HC, high caliber, rapid, whatever's not left. I think you have to attack them in some way.
Well, think about the hardest series they had. FaZe, it could have been a 3L. Remember, Attach had issues in the S&D. Why don't you attack Fast Hands? I mean, it's something to consider.
It definitely worked. I mean, it's going to be DT getting rid of Kinetic. I feel like that kind of hinders both teams in a way. Obviously, you're not able to use it as well. Kinetic, one of the more powerful abilities. See what JCap goes with here at the end. The Shiva still in. He's going to get rid of the Semtex. What does Happy like to get rid of? High caliber, so the Shiva makes it in. No high caliber, no rapid.
It's crazy.
Once those stuns go, I feel like you're playing right into EnVy's strength. Their strength is they want to go gun on gun with you, and they think they can beat anybody in the world doing that. You're going to see Aches go with the Purifier here, kick things off. Purifier very good on evac, so many close range hard points. You can do tons of damage with it. Chino going to opt to go with the Scythe. You're going to see pretty much 2 guns and 2 abilities out of the side of DT. It's what we've seen in the past. Slasher going to go with active camo. TP going to go with Heat Wave. You see that all the time, Maven. Just so good in and around the objective.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what Aches can do with that Purifier. And what's the real difference here? Yeah, you're going to have Annihilator for Sender. I think I prefer the Purifier in this particular map. I mean, a lot of times I would definitely think I take the Annihilator in a lot of cases, but this map, I love the Purifier choice. Between the two, nothing else really catching me too off guard. I mean, really, obviously, kind of a mirror match outside of those two.
DT is a squad that we've seen them go 2-2 pretty much all of the time. Their second weapon, obviously, you know, the Scythe, the primary choice of everyone. They seem to always go Annihilator, no matter what map. I think the Purifier a much better option than Annihilator on this map.
Now, there is a lot of hype, obviously. You know, we've been focusing a bit on the Optic versus FaZe match coming up because it's kind of, you know, we like to look at the primetime matchup each night. You always have that one that kind of stands out to some degree. It was Optic versus EnVy just not that long ago. So on Twitter, we're curious for you guys, you know, what are the keys to success for FaZe? You know, the first question was really, what can Optic do to take out FaZe? And the other side, we want to hear from you FaZe fans. What can they do against Optic Gaming in the next match to get the upper hand? What is it going to take? And use the hashtag CWLPS4. But not to that match yet. We've still got one more with what is now the #1 team in the league. Aches, somehow you've climbed, scraped, clawed your way back up top. You just
I'm not too shocked.
Crafty
I'm
SOB.
not too shocked. When we watched EnVy play, okay, when they played FaZe, FaZe was clearly the better team in that matchup.
I mean,
FaZe was clearly the better team in that matchup.
I mean, Aches texted me afterwards and said he did not like my choice of words where I said FaZe made it look easy.
They did. They did.
It could have been a 3-0, right? I mean, was that where
I'm sure Pat will text me after this one and he'll tell me he doesn't like my words for it as well. But they were, in the pre-match phase, they were completely just outperformed. Like FaZe, they did a lot of different interesting things in the ban and protect. They were able to take advantage of EnVy in that series.
Sure.
I mean, just look at like the little things that EnVy wasn't doing in that series as opposed to what they've started to do now. I mean, Attach, that was the one where he had overclock, TP didn't. He ran the flag with overdrive like, what, 5 or 6 times? And it's just those little things I think EnVy's gone back and fixed. They're 20 seconds away from beating Optic. Imagine how crazy it would be if they would have beaten Optic. Optic would then be 6-3. EnVy would be, what, 9-1? Something along those lines?
After, well, depending on how today goes, yeah.
Depending on how today goes.
Potentially could be 9-1.
I mean, that would have just made Optic EnVy even bigger. But
yeah,
I think this is a EnVy team that now, I would love to see them play those two teams right now with the way they're playing now. Because this is a team that is just steamrolling through everyone.
And I just think, like, yeah, they're 3-0ing. They're not even having to play CTF.
They're not even
getting
that close
to the second S&D.
Yeah. I mean, they're close games, but like, you never get the feeling that they're going to lose them.
So you're giving DT a chance in this one?
I'm going to pick it.
I think that's a safe bet. But let's kick things off here. It's going to be DT going up against EnVyUs. Going to start things off with Slasher. See what they're able to do here in the first Hardpoint. He's going to be soaring in. He's got extended mags on that VMP. He'll have bullet for days. Able to grab one. Finds a second up top. Slasher locking down things early. Aches grabs one as well.
And JCap finishes off the last player for DT. And
Oh,
how
that's a good
interesting
opening
is it
for DT.
that Slasher goes from being one of the best ARs in the game last year to now running an SMG pretty much with TP on this EnVy squad this year.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on the map. He can get it done with anything. And that's, when you talk about players being AR players, being SMG players, a lot of times just dependent on the game.
On the map and
these
the
guys
game,
can do everything, man.
Yeah, but you're going to see Aches and Cap.
Okay, Aches. All right, man. Settle down. Every player hopped through 3 in a row. Got just ripped apart by Aches.
You're going to see Aches and Cap do the primary AR duties for this team. And we see Aches use the SMG time and time, but I actually prefer to see Aches with the SMG in his hand, personally.
Well, it's funny because you think back to Ghost, you think back to Black Ops 2, and that's primarily what he did. But, you know, he tried to be a BAL player in AW and had up and down results because he played with a lot of BAL players. But in this game, yeah, I mean, it's been pretty much entirely AR for the most part.
Yeah, we see him use the SMG time and time again, but I think primarily an AR role. You see Cap's going to pick up 2 players in the back. EnVy with a pretty nice lead here early on. It's going to be Aches jumping up top on the plat, not able to finish off Diabolic, and now EnVy gets control of the hill. Surprised you don't see him playing for streaks. He's kind of, I feel like every team has that one player who's just going to try and play for streaks. Aches definitely the player to do that for EnVy.
Well, JCap, the one doing it right now, though, is he's on a 4 streak here. He's 6-2. They've got a 40-point advantage, and they're locking down this second hard point. The third is where I think they've got a big advantage as well, because that's really going to let their AR players shine here. Just nothing DT can do to open stuff up early. They're going to have to try and rotate, I think, here pretty quickly, but they're still actually one of the hard point. Diabolic was the last one to challenge. JCap only has 11 bullets in this VMP. Will that be enough to get the kill? He is going to drop, and that's frustrating, because he was the one kind of milking the end time. They're trying to pick up some kills, try to get close to streaks, and he's going to end up losing that fight to Diabolic.
DT's gonna rotate towards this third hard point. They're gonna let Slasher take this route underneath the outside of the hard point. He's gonna get in and contest. All he has to do is just kind of hide until his teammates can come over and start.
Or
Slasher wins a huge gunfight. You see Aches in support wins another, and look at the camo use here by Slasher, and it's going to be EnVy able to break that hill. I don't even want to say EnVy. It was Aches and Slasher able to break that hill within seconds. And if you are DT, you rotate early, you got to win those gunfights.
And I'll tell you what, they might bump heads sometimes, but, you know, Aches is one of the smartest players in Call of Duty history. You know, typically, if he's complaining about something, he may not have the right tact when he's having that conversation, but 9 times out of 10, he's probably making the correct call on a play. And seeing him and Slasher work together like that was incredible. Just completely dismantling the side of DT, doing an excellent job. Slasher flirting with the edge here.
Well, Aches just knows how to win.
Yeah,
and
certainly
I think,
does.
You know, sometimes kind of go at his teammates a little bit, but the guy just, you got to kind of look at it as...
Do you think Michael Jordan was friendly during practice?
No. There are stories where Jordan was like fighting teammates in practice. And I think if a teammate, I mean, you know, obviously working with the guy, you just have to look at when he kind of, you know, goes off on a teammate or whatnot, that it's not personal, it's more of just the fact that he wants to win so much, and that he kind of knows like how to win and how they should be playing to win. And he can definitely get frustrated not playing the right way, and you're going to see Happy.
He's on a 5 streak now.
On a 5 streak.
I like hearing that stuff, though, because you definitely have more of an insight, obviously, to Aches and a couple of these guys.
Spent a decent amount of time with Pat.
Yeah, since you coached them. But, you know, during that, you see Happy going off, and they are able to climb back a bit. They were trailing by as much as 60. They get those 5 kills out of Happy, allows them to bring it back a bit. Chino trying to pick up a few as well. Let's look the other side. Let's check out EnVy for a little bit. Slasher grabs one before dying. Actually, let's stick with Slasher through the respawn here. I know we like to hop around a lot, try to get on with all players, but I like watching players off a respawn, too. So you can just get an idea where they go off the break.
Yeah, for as much as we've talked about EnVy in the first half of this game, DT is right there.
Well, it was that spree from Happy. It was that one hard point under glass. They really got a lot of time.
And an interesting spot by Chino. He's able to just kind of play inside that hardpoint room, just not contesting it. Was able to pick up one, not able to get another as TP flies in with the heat wave, but Diabolic and Cinder able to pick up kills in the kill feed. You see the Slasher with that camo yet again,
I feel like he's had camo like
chaos.
3 times already. And that's, well, he's 15-11. He's been spending a lot of time in the hard point. Yeah, is that the 3rd time he's popped camo?
It's the 2nd or 3rd. Okay. I believe it's the 2nd that we've seen. It might have been the 3rd.
But he's just really, really being effective with that camo. Yeah, it has to be the 2nd if he doesn't have overclock, I would think. But Slasher picking up more kills. Hipfire coming in, able to grab another. He's got lightning as well. He's 50 off of his Hellstorm. He's got to stay alive here because he really could work towards that Cerberus. And we've seen him in particular, the damage he can do.
How good is the Cerberus
Nice shots. Gets the kill. 50 off now. Do you use one of your streaks? Do you try to pick up a kill and potentially get the Cerberus?
He can just get the points for this next hill.
He should be good. Is there anybody else?
No.
He wasn't.
Yeah,
he was
going to get the points for the next hill, and he's going to get it. And now, with that Cerberus, when do you like to use it? I probably think on this next hill. I think that 3rd hill.
You're talking outside, the corner hard point. I still don't know what our name is for that. I call it corner.
Yeah, why not? Let's just call it the corner. You're going to see nades flying in, Aches in the kill feed, picking up 2 with the Purifier. Like how aggressive Slasher is going to challenge this player on the outside. Aches just laying down, keeps that player in position. Fantastic teamwork
Just kind
by
of flipping
EnVy.
back and forth between these two.
Yeah, now you're starting to see them pull away.
They really are, and this is a 7 streak now for Slasher. You see the player just crumbling to the flames up top that came in from Aches. I do want to stay with Slasher just for the next Hardpoint. I know we've been on with him a lot, but he's been crushing. He has full streaks here. I want to see how he opts to use them. And, dude, he actually does have another camo already, so I don't know how many he's had, but he's made a lot of big plays.
And with
camo.
13 seconds left, don't have to push towards this next hard point. Gonna elect to call in that Cerberus, but we went on board with him for like half of a second there. JCap was actually one of the first guys on rotation. He's been such a big part for this EnVy team. Currently sitting at even, but talk about a guy who just knows hardpoint so well, just such a fundamentally sound player. I think he's the perfect 4th player for this team.
And that's what Cinder taking out Slasher, so slows him down a bit. Do they take out the Cerberus? No, the Cerberus
is still out.
They're going to be pinching on it now. Let's try and get to a player that might have a POV of this. You see the Cerberus going big in the background, is picking up kills. It's Aches actually picks up 1, and did that get taken out already?
Yeah, they're finally able to take it out. So you saw a ton of EMPs flying in. Now you're going to see a lightning come out. There's one player from EnVy actually all the way still in the back. That's actually Cap. Cap's still back there.
Oh, well,
that does not matter. Going to get hit in the mouth with an Annihilator shot.
Cinder wants nothing to do with that. We'll see if he can pick up any other kills with the Annihilator here. You can see via the X-ray, going to be one pushing him from his top left. He's going to end up being caught out there as he's trying to rotate over. 60+ advantage now for EnVy. They're starting to pull away.
Yeah, but look
again.
at the position that Chino's in right here. He's trying to come through the mid, but now his teammates are all going to spawn out. And EnVy should be able to rotate pretty easily from that 3rd hardpoint over towards the 4th. Get control of this one early.
Let's watch Chino here. Let's see what the boys of DT can do. Chino gets taken out behind. Now, this is where Happy really went off last time.
Yes.
This is where he got the 5 streak, really went big for his team. He's going to grab 1. There was one around the left of the corner as well. Player's going to turn. He goes vertical. I love this. Did he see him below, though? Both players just jumping everywhere. They're like a couple of monkeys. Not able to catch him there.
And we talk about, I mean, even in Advanced Warfare, just player movement. Happy really kind of came onto the scene in that game, really made a name for himself, has some fantastic movement. And then in this game, we see how many times when we see S&D in this map against DT, see Afterburner go, just worrying about Happy's wall movement.
All right, well, Slasher here trying to get it done. That's been a big thing. You know, you talked about how difficult it can be for gunfights when they get off of your screen. You know, when you go so vertical that they're not kind of in your POV. Happy does a good job there, but not able to find the player. Guys dropping from either side now. EnVy now up to a 100-point advantage. This hard point, the difference on both sides.
And it was close. It was, what, a 20 20-point game going into the second half?
That was a big one for DT on the first side. Ended up turning into a big one for EnVy, and that's just kind of, I mean, kind of the story. That hard point was what really kept DT in this one, not able to really mount any points off the second time through.
I also think, you know, Slasher able to go on that run that he did.
That helps.
First
that helps.
And second hill definitely helps. You're going to see a heat wave come in. I believe that was TP heat waving a teammate as he dives in, and EnVy able to control this hard point. They can win it here, Maeve. Now it's going to be contested. Aches not going to challenge right away. Diabolic wins that gunfight. Just take a look at the scoreboard. For a quick second, you have Cinder 14 and 27. Things just not going his way this game. Happy with a fantastic game for DT thus far. Then on the side for EnVy, it's been Slasher and Aches really dominating the kill feed.
And it's been fun to watch Slasher and Aches because we've seen several times where it was really done together, you know, where they really, really played together. Now, what do you think about him? We don't see Hardwired out that too often. What do you think about the Hardwired choice coming in from Aches?
Well, you see a ton of EMPs. When they started to throw a lot of EMPs to get rid of the Cerberus, they never really changed their classes. And something that Aches and Teep, and I believe they probably kind of instilled it in the rest of the EnVy guys, that they do really well, is to switch classes. It sounds so easy, but like players, they'll get bothered by EMPs and whatnot, and they'll have a hardwired class. They just will never switch to it during the game.
Well, yeah, it's like, and for some players, it takes you out of a rhythm, right?
Yeah.
You don't want to actually do the process of switching, which is absurd because it really takes like an instant. You know, you're able to switch.
You can do it instantly.
But it's like it's a discipline thing that probably comes with playing a lot at a high level where you just don't always.
And if you have that one guy on your team who can kind of pinpoint that stuff out, like, you know, through the first 3 or 4 hills of the game, where he goes, hey, you know, they're using a lot of EMPs. Everyone switched their hardwire class. Just makes it a lot easier on the rest of their teammates, and something we don't see a lot of players do well in Call of Duty. Just keep changing their classes to adjust to the other team.
Speaking of changing classes, we've seen Aches now with 2 different BMP classes.
A Man of War and an M8.
An XR2 and an M8. I'm pretty sure we've seen all of his classes. Like
yeah.
He's run everything, man, throughout this one. So, yeah, you're talking about diversifying your classes. 1 point away is EnVy on the back.
You get the 90 seconds
to make.
The 90 seconds to make them. You might as well use them, right? Now, EnVy just 1 second away. DT doing a good job just kind of extending this game. They took a ton of time in that second hardpoint. JCap in the back just trying to pick off players at range. not going to be in panic mode for EnVy. This would be one of the major collapses.
There
and no,
they
there
go.
it is. They finally end it. It's going to be 250 to 182, map number 1. EnVyUs over DT.
Yep, really solid all-around team effort, and we focused a bit on Aches and Slasher throughout that one, but you really got to see kind of the little, they had some like little duo plays, you know, where the two of them clearing out all four, really breaking hard points well together. Now TP and JCap on the other side, both doing a really good job. You know how often you're going to see TP doing that objective work. You saw JCap kind of lurking behind a couple of hard points too to pick up some extra time, rotating early for his team. Everyone doing an excellent job for EnVy, and they're, I mean, when you talk about top teams in Call of Duty, it's usually they're your strongest hardpoint teams. DT, I don't think was going to take the hardpoint off of EnVy.
I mean, we saw them take a hard point off of Optic.
Yeah, so the first thought that came to my mind when I said that, I was like, well,
yeah,
they did beat Optic.
Well,
but
I have a counter to that.
So who's better now at hardpoint?
That you can't judge off of.
Optic, EnVy? I can't wait. I can't wait for them to play
I think
again,
Optic
man.
actually beat EnVy on an evac hardpoint. He was evac hardpoint.
I believe it was. Yeah,
Yeah,
Scump had a really big game, if I remember correctly. Yeah. But yeah, no, that'll be, I'm looking forward to their next matchup for sure. And the FaZe EnVy matchup, I don't think it'll be as one-sided. And I know they were close games, but still a 3-1, which could have been a 3-0.
I think if you are going to beat EnVy in a game like Hardpoint, you take a look at the scoreboard, I think you just got to ramp up the pace.
Okay.
Like, really play. I think Scump really gives EnVy a lot of trouble just because he keeps putting a lot of pressure on you. Same thing with the guys like Zuma and the guys like Attach on FaZe. Take a look at the scoreboard real quick. Slasher 36 and 27. Aches 36 and 27 as well. Slasher just with some more time in the hill. Yeah, JCap have a good game, 31 kills. TP always going to be around that even mark with some good hill time. Then on the side of DT, Happy, I mean, the guy could not do any more. 38 kills, minute 36 in the hill. Just not enough in a loss.
Just coming up a little bit short. They kept it close. It was pretty back and forth. Like you said, they trailed by, what, 20 or so at one point after that first glass hard point. But you saw EnVy just start to really pull away, start to get control. All the guys going off. You saw a Cerberus come out for Slasher. He was able to get full streaks. You saw some big plays out of really all the guys. And they're just going to be so tough to beat. But S&D, I mean, this is anyone's game. I don't think, like, who would you say your best S&D team is right now? I have no idea. I haven't seen anyone consistently dominate S&D that I
have not seen one team as really kind of
just stands out as like your S&D
like a
team.
Really good search and destroy team. I actually might have said TSM.
Yeah,
TSM up until today
had been playing pretty well.
Yeah, you just gotta go cast them. But TSM up until today looked lights out in search and destroy, and they lose that one. I feel like Optic is a little bit underrated in S&D. I mean, they lose that one last night to Complexity, but
6-0'd EnVy in Game 5, and Optic I just feel like looks really good in S&D, or really kind of average sometimes.
Yeah.
That's why it's tough for me to pick a top team. I haven't seen a lot of consistency.
There's nobody that's been really kind of lights out in search and destroy.
Where they uses some strats, like just pull stuff out that you've never seen before. We just haven't really seen a lot of that. And again, I mean, the teams save strats and stuff for S&D. They don't really scrim it a lot, sure. Yeah. But even in the league, as important as this league is, you know, when you have a LAN around the corner, like this weekend, you're not going to like bust out some new S&D strategy, right? You're going to save it for the LAN where you're playing for $100,000. Yeah. That's where you're going to see that pop out. So definitely,
you'd like to at least try it once or twice before you use it.
Yeah, you want to, but you know, you don't want to spoil it. You don't want to share your plans and strategies with the opposition.
What if your plans and strategies don't work?
Well, you find out on LAN.
That's a bad idea. Don't listen to him.
Best coach.
Yeah?
Top three finish.
Oh, that's fantastic. Good for you. Anyway.
Justice.
Yep.
I coach Killa. Have you ever coached Killa?
No.
Yeah, so I'm still the superior coach. We're just waiting on this one to get started here, so we're going to hop into S&D. If you missed the first series, it is going to be on Stronghold. Now, do you think this particular map, obviously...
DT loses this one, it's a 3-0.
Well, so much boils down to control of Mansion. Do you think the fact that this is such a communication control-oriented map, like you really, really need 4 people on the same page on Stronghold S&D, more than a lot of S&D maps. Do you think this favors EnVy more because of that?
I don't think so. I think we've seen DT do some nice things in S&D. Okay. We've seen it on this map.
Well, Diabolic, great S&D player.
Yeah. Sender, very good S&D player as well. Same thing with Chino. I mean, all 4 of their guys, very good individual search and destroy players.
Sure.
I think as we get into the ban of protect, I think you see EnVy get rid of the Vesper. Don't want to deal with that inside of Mansion. We can definitely see the Vesper do some nice things in there. But
I don't know if it'll get touched. We'll see. I mean, we haven't
really seen it get touched. I mean, players just not as afraid of it as they were the first few weeks.
Well, you see, last time was Rapid Fire first to go. Last to go was High Caliber. Overkill going to come out right away. They don't want to be dealing with Overkill. Do you think we see anything done with this sniper? Who has the edge with the sniper in this particular match?
Well, we don't really see anybody from EnVy really pull the snipe out. I mean, we saw Aches try it a little bit during Advanced Warfare. Then we saw Slasher use it as well. But I haven't seen anyone on EnVy really pull out the stops with the sniper rifle. You're going to see Overclock on. Players just don't want to deal with those abilities and search and destroy as frequently anymore, Maeve.
Yeah, I mean, that's gone out of pretty much every single map today, especially when you're talking about S&D. You're going to see flashbangs, concussions both gone. We still need to see high caliber go. Potentially, I mean, Shiva's still in play. Again, Vesper, not the biggest issue, but we still also have every single one of our abilities available. So you've got Kinetic, you've got Camo, you've got Overdrive, some of the ones you'll see targeted here in S&D. Now with high caliber gone, what do you think? Shiva, or do they start going after abilities?
Yeah, I mean, you know, high caliber gone, rapid gone, flashes and stun. So everything EnVy kind of wants is gone. Maybe the HC. Kinetic is going to go at the hands of Chino. So Cap, you think maybe goes Camo, maybe goes HC, maybe goes the Shiva. Some interesting things left. So he's going to go with the SVG. Going to get rid of the sniper rifle.
Well, that answers my question. I mean, they definitely don't want to deal with the sniper. They don't really use it a lot. They don't want to play with it. You'll see it get attacked there.
Yeah, and you're going to see Slasher go active Camo here. Beginning for EnVy, a Vision Pulse on the side of DT. Team going to be using Heatwave. Same with Diabolic. Diabolic has had some crazy moments with Heatwave over the first few weeks of the CWL. Happy going to...
He certainly has.
Yep, Happy going to answer back with an active Camo for DT. A Vision Pulse on the side of Aches. You're going to see Psychosis and Overdrive, the last two. And I definitely like the pick of Overdrive over Psychosis.
Yeah, I think if Overdrive's available, you got to take Overdrive. I really do. I mean, I think you have to if it's available. Personally.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Cap would have been the player who would have selected Overdrive or EnVy.
Old Mr. Iron Boots.
No, I think you would have liked to see it in the hands of somebody like Aches or Teep or Slasher. Slasher goes Camo. I actually think you probably could have saw Slasher go Overdrive and Aches go Camo.
Okay.
That would have been like a swap if you wanted to get Overdrive in there. But they opt to go with Vision Pulse. Both teams go with Vision Pulse. So they end up really obviously taking Psychosis over Overdrive, which I'm not a big fan of as well.
Well, Psychosis can wreak, especially when, you know, when you think about what this map's actually played in. You know, you have a map this big, but it's actually played in a circle about this size when you really talk about it. Smaller positions like that, Psychosis can make things a little more confusing, can wreak a little bit of havoc. If you are trying to break into the first floor mansion, you have them going everywhere. It can might be a little shy. I still would take Overdrive, don't get me wrong, but I could see its uses in either pushing into or defending mansion.
So I like the use of Vision Pulse in this map. Able to just get a nice look at where
Same kind
players
of thing
are.
too, just because mansion.
Yeah, playing inside mansion. I mean, as soon as you pop it anywhere over there, you're pretty much going to ping everybody inside of that building.
Yeah.
Psychosis for me, it's a hard one for me to kind of get on board with.
You got something against clones?
It's a hard one for me to get on board with.
I get it. I certainly get it. Let's take a look at a map fly through here of Stronghold, getting ready to kick off S&D Game 2. Going to be going between EnVy and DT. DT needs to win desperately. You saw a team that also needed to win desperately, CLG, able to rock that 3-0, take the first series against TSM. Can DT come up with a similar upset? EnVy wants nothing to do with it. They haven't dropped the map in, what, 2-3 weeks now? Yeah, 2 weeks. This would be the third week in a row without dropping a map.
Are you positive?
2.5 weeks. 2.5 weeks, I guess.
I feel like you're just making.
This would be the fifth. This would be the fifth 3-0 in a row. So that's two full weeks and 1/2 of a week.
That is a pretty impressive statistic.
It really is.
Out of EnVy.
When you think about it, like it's one thing to take series, but to 3-0, I mean, I don't even care what the results are.
Consistently putting teams away that fast, very difficult.
That's what you got to do to win series, man. And in a league like this, just get the 3-0, put it away. Game 5 is risky business.
It's not like they've beaten like the bottom teams while doing that. They've beaten some tough teams.
Yeah, well, we're getting close to the
3-0.
We are an 11-week season, so we're getting very close to what, middle of next week will be our halfway point, right?
I believe, yeah, we will hit the halfway point next week.
All right, let's kick things off here. You know what? We talked about my buddy J-Cap. Let's kick things off with Cap, see what he can do here early. It looks like he's going to be pushing out this satellite and rock side.
He's going to be taking a look over towards Mansion, trying to get some players getting pretty aggressive over towards Snow, but nobody going to be flooding out there for DT. DT's going to be playing it pretty slow. You're going to see on the minimap 2 players from EnVy. One is going to be Slasher watching that bunker side, and then they're going to have another one looking over the bomb mid-map. It's going to be Eggs looking over TP as they're going to try and move this bomb up the middle, maybe try and force some action over at B, but just look at the stack over in Mansion and the one guy sitting on the B bomb site for Dream Team.
TP's trying to bait something out here. Him and Slasher trying to bait out something potentially for Eggs. Eggs, the second he looks away from half wall, he's going to give up a kill. He's able to look back over, tag up the one for a second. Can TP win that one? You're watching him engage, and this is Sender and Diabolic really doing damage. That's just tough. You know, Eggs is trying to watch top. He's trying to watch the push from mid as well and just can't get onto either.
Well, there's just so many spots that the other team can just come out and just put a few, tag a few players, and you're going to see Eggs win one. Just able to shoot Happy through the wall. But there's so many spots.
Oh, okay. All of a sudden, it's a 1v1. 20 seconds. Things become much more interesting. Eggs has got 20 bullets. Going to have to reload the L car as well. The player's playing around B, bomb down middle, and he just has no idea where this player is the issue. No idea where to find him. And he is, what, is he right? Basically right below him, 2 seconds left, and he's just not going to be able to check it, so they're going to take the round loss. It goes to DT. And that was, I don't know if he was just hoping to get lucky, hoping to have him come across. He had no idea where he was. No
I think
clue.
he's just almost preserving the fact that he's working on streaks.
Yeah, sure, that's part of it
next
too.
round. I mean, to give up that first round, obviously, no one round under your belt's pretty big, especially for Dream Team, obviously, trying to get some momentum back after losing map number 1.
Well, what amount of time there? So let's say that scenario. You get a couple kills. Aces starts out 3-0, has a big round. He's already got his HC, wants to work towards the Lightning. What amount of time do you think he needed there where he would have considered trying to hunt down the 1v1?
Oh, I think he was going to hunt that down towards the end there.
But he only had, what, like under 15 seconds?
Yeah, in the last few seconds, he's going to look and play for that final kill.
Yeah. But what's kind of the cutoff there, you know?
Oh, I would have said if it was like 25, 30 seconds on the clock, he would have went hunting for that kill.
Yeah, because he didn't really move a whole lot.
He didn't move at all. He didn't move at all. He had no intention of looking for that kill.
But especially if he can get towards that dart, that would be big. JCap's going to be the first to fall, and that was a snipe coming from Chino. So Chino's going to be rocking the Locust. He has Thermal as well. You saw the SVG and Overkill both getting banned, so he's going to have a backup MR6 in his back pocket. Looks like they have 2 players trying to push bunker here, and this is what gets so tough because when you get a 3-on-4 on defense, you're already. It feels like you're spread kind of thin to begin with on this map. Even when it's 4-on-4, you have so much to cover.
I actually don't feel like you have that much to cover.
You do. There's so many entrances to bunker, man.
Yeah, but you can almost watch.
Or entrances to mansion. Sorry.
I mean, you could, as long as you just watch mansion. I feel like you can almost give up B and play for
I think this is one of the hardest maps to play defense on, man. I think it's tough. There's so many entrances. If you lose one person, like having a man advantage here, I think is just huge. Ake's still playing for those kills.
Oh yeah, and Slasher actually picks up 2 there. You would have thought this one might have been over, but he's got one player directly in front of him. Actually doesn't know that the other player was sitting underneath him.
Chino just comes flying in there.
DT wins round 2. So you see Chino do some nice things. 1 kill with the sniper rifle, 1 kill with the MR6. Talk about, I remember when the MR6 was just banned by a bunch of players for a few weeks after the stuff we saw Nagafin do with it. It kind of stays in a lot of these games now, but with Overkill gone, the MR6 becomes a huge factor.
Yeah, well, it goes away unless you're elevated. Or no, it stays in unless you're elevated. Yeah. Then it gets attacked pretty heavily. Now, DT, early lead, up 2-0. Like we said, it's been quite some time since Envy has lost a map. You saw Pulse get their first win today in Europe. Anything is possible.
Now, I would not compare Envy losing a map to Pulse winning their first map. I think they're like 1 for 29 or something.
Hey, Envy losing, it's been a while.
Definitely has. Definitely has. You're going to have Aches in the same position. Just watching half wall, just trying to bait players out on Dream Team, trying to get them a little bit over-aggressive. And this is the same push from Envy. They're going to try and go straight up them mid-map.
Yeah, they're basically letting Slasher and TP try to push forward through mid. And you try to have they're opening things up for Aches. I got to think the plan is here for them to challenge. Aches able to pick one off from half wall, but both times they both just gone in and died, and Aches hasn't been able to get any. He got 1 kill there, but like most of his kills have been kind of in, I don't want to say garbage time, but not in that opening push. You know?
And this is something that I don't want to say it's kind of plagued like Aches and T, but sometimes they get a little comfortable going with the same strats on offense, and then the teams are able to.
That was identical.
Oh, it was identical.
Okay,
it was the same exact strat.
I didn't watch what Cap was doing, but
same
I
exact strat.
assume similar.
Same exact strat.
But I got to think the point there is to have
you got to change it up a little bit.
You have Slasher and TP kind of bouncing around like pogo sticks middle, just trying to get someone to peek, someone to challenge, something to open up for Aches.
Look at Chino. He's so close to overdrive and working on streaks.
Yeah, working on that dart. 4-1 right now. We'll watch him with the Locust for a little bit. And oh no! Give me my based SVG, please. Guys, that one going to be a hit marker. Looked like the chest, but not able to pick up the kill here. 3-0 advantage DT. Can they break it on offense? I love the attempted wall bang there at the top bedroom. But oh my, I switch off Pacino for 1 second. He's going to hit that shot from bunker over the tree line and get the player. I'm assuming the one that he was able to hit in the chest earlier.
Yeah, and it was Aches playing up in top mansion. I don't think Chino actually saw that player to the right on the P-pump side. We can see it with X-ray, but obviously the player's not able to see him. And I think he has an idea
now
that
he knows he's there.
Not able to pick him up on the cross. Been a fantastic shot if Chino was able to hit this, and you see Sender getting aggressive over towards Mansion. Another kill picked up by DT. It's going to be TP and Slasher, the last two alive for Envy. One player getting really aggressive towards mid-map. It's going to be Happy. He's going to get shut down by Slasher up in top Mansion, and Envy trying to work that man advantage back into their favor. Teeb's going to get taken out by Chino. It's going to be all up to Slasher here. A 2v1. DT closes it out. A 4-0 lead here against Envy.
You know, and we've seen crazier comebacks. What was it? It was saying that was last night, right? 4-0 lead, was it, for FaZe? And 6 straight for TSM? They won 6-4, something like that. I know they were down big. Well, yeah, I was trying to follow that while we were casting over there. Yeah, I try to multitask, Matt. I've been around so long and
it's
so
difficult
wise.
for you.
No, it's very easy, man. But you got two players. Cap and TP right now are combined for 0-8. I feel bad for TP because I feel like he's been sort of playing the bait here in mid on offense.
Let's see if they go back to the same strat.
It's looking that way.
They are. They are.
100% are. This time it works out because TP gets a kill.
Yeah, I mean, well,
and someone tried to get aggressive.
Well, they got Chino getting aggressive over towards mid-street. If you're a DT, why even change anything up? You've been winning every round. You know they're going to go with the same strat every time. And you see Cap feeling the pressure of Diabolic. He's going to back down.
And all that's important about that, the reason I want to show is really just Cap staying alive. You know, he's getting hunted there. He takes a player off the map for a bit, right? He has nothing to do with the action on B. It turns that into a 3v2 for them, basically, on the B site. And then Cap ultimately going to get the kill there as they're pushing through. Now they've got a 3v2. Going to switch things up a little bit. Let's go to Diabolic. He's playing in back lot, tries to push forward. He's going to get caught. Happy going to be left. He's 5-2, but he is going to fall. So Envy finally able to get around on the board here. Do they bring it back? You know,
it'd be very difficult.
Matt, you're incredibly wise. You've coached these guys. Do they have what it takes? Can they bring it back?
Of course they have what it takes, but
I wanted to risk you saying no there just to get attacked by Aches.
This DT team seems to be pretty hot in Search and Destroy right now. You saw Aches actually team kill Slasher with his HC during that round as well. Quite odd, but I mean, Envy goes on defense. You know, you'd like to say they're able to win their defensive sides, although DT's been doing some good job, especially Chino opening up first bloods.
Oh, so is Chino, the reason he died to TP, was he the first blood to TP?
Yeah, he uses overdrive.
He overdrive. Yeah, I was about to say, how did he die so quickly? That
yeah.
makes sense, because I just checked him, did have the overdrive. So you see the camo here now, and that's going to be Sender able to pick one off top. That's JCap, I believe, is top mansion. He's going to get killed. I want to stay with Happy for now, just see if he opts to use his camo. But as of now, Sender is opening up everything. He's been able to pick up 2 top base. Incredible stuff from them. A third is going to challenge. Everyone just flying at them, and they're just getting melted, picked apart one by one.
There's nobody there to even trade.
Aches has been by himself in what I feel like half of Envy's rounds.
I mean, he jumps in the top mansion right there. He comes behind 3 players. Obviously doesn't know where they're coming from, but he's going to be able to pick up one. Not able to get the second. It's going to be DT.
I think he just got his vision pulse, but obviously you're not going to use it there.
No, there's no reason to use it there. DT 1 round away from tying this one up against Envy. This has been a really sloppy search and destroy game for Envy.
Yeah, they've struggled mightily on offense. Obviously, I don't think they would have won the last offensive round if it wasn't for the fact that Chino used his overdrive. That actually kind of helped Envy because they've been playing that same strat with 3 focusing on mid-map. But here we go.
Do they go back to the same strat? I think so.
Let's watch. Well, first, does Jacob go out to satellite? Yes, he does. Oh, this time Ace is going with him. Something's mixed up here. Something's mixed up. They have changed their strats.
Here we go.
They're not going middle. Oh, dear Lord.
Maybe they're going to use the vision pulse and push into mansion. Maybe that's the play here.
I think he just popped it. Yep. Yes, he did. So Aches got some vision. He can probably see they're all in the back. Now, do you opt to just get the plant at A right away, get bombed down? That's what I think the play is. There's one player playing here by Lambo. That's going to be Diabolic. You can see the couple trophies set up as well. Does he catch the bomb planter if he opts to go for it? He is going to peek it, but he loses that one. TP wins a big gunfight.
And Teep going to be playing on bomb. You saw Aches trying to push out, take out Sender. Sender was able to win that gunfight, and you see Slasher in the kill feed. Wins one against Happy. Cap and Slasher yet again win 2 more gunfights. And it's going to be Envy closing that round out.
That's the proper use, kind of a different use we saw for Vision Pulse. That wasn't even really, it didn't get them kills. It just showed them.
It pushed Diabolic off the site, though. He was originally sitting on the A-bomb.
And it showed them how far back then they were playing, and they got forward for kind of a free plan. And once you get that position on A, like that cover there for TP, like when you're fighting against that doorway lamp, I mean, that's a gunfight you have to win.
It's a very difficult gunfight.
Oh, yeah, yeah, it really is.
It is one you should win most of the time, yes.
So good job there, pushing them back. Now, can they get the defensive hold? It's a boys of DT, 1 round away from tying up this series. See Chino tossing the nade mid.
DT has a camo and heatwave to work with. So you got Diabolic with heatwave, and you got camo on Happy. Sender very close to Vision Pulse as well.
Well, they're trying to push these guys back. That's Chino trying to hit a clutch shot there with the thermal, with the pressure coming, and that's going to be the double push coming in from bunker. They're able to pick up the kills. I believe was that Slasher and TP. No, sorry, it was Aches and TP that end up coming through, and they're able to shut down everything on that top right side of the map. Diabolic now by himself. The floodgates open. Envy flies in. They've got their 3rd round win. Can they go back to back to back and take this game too?
We talk about how DT, we kind of put them in the same spot with CLG where they lose these heartbreak games.
You got to close this out.
This would be a...
You just saw the heartbreaking loss that DT took in Game 5.
Oh.
And I think that was round 10. I think they would have had to win another round, but still, potential to push that to a round 11
Slasher's got an
play.
an HC. He's got his camo as well. You got Cap extremely close to Psychosis. Now Teep actually used his heat wave. So if you are Envy, I think you use these abilities during this one. You're going to have Slasher with camo. He's probably going to use his HC to try and scout out some players. I don't think he saw that player. Oh, did he see this guy in top mansion?
Does he have Blackjack? Is the question. He's running for his life. I don't think he does.
No.
Nope. You can tell by your reaction if you got Blackjack.
Once they start to run.
Happy's like, no! Get away from me! Can't get away. Nice driving there by Slasher. He picks up the kill. He's got Camo to go as well. So now that you got the first blood, do you save? Okay, never mind. Oh, how's your Camo feel? And he still can't win it. That's going to be Diabolic and Chino picking up 2v2 here. I was going to say save your Camo. You got the first blood. And right as he pops it, that's brutal. How's it feel? I'm invisible. There's a ring of fire catching you in the face. This is Chino coming in. He's able to win 1. Those are clones. Backs up. JCap by himself. Game 2 life on the line. Tries to tag up 1. Gonna back out now. He's got an EMP to work with as well. He's got 30 seconds on the clock, but he has got to be careful. He's tagged up and bleeding.
And you talk about players that excel in those 2v1 scenarios. Cap, one of the best.
They're coming.
He's going to try and get away. Not going to get away in time. Providing something crazy happens, they're going to get over towards the bomb. They're going to get it defused.
Oh, and Sender, I think, used his Vision Pulse there. So they knew right where he was.
Right.
They flew at him, and they had to. I mean, look, they're going to get the defuse with only really a few, 5 seconds remaining or so. So really good job there. They push him out. They didn't have another option. JCap tried to stay alive, but what do you do? I mean, that's such a hard position to play.
The heat wave by Diabolic. Huge play right there. Picks up Slasher.
Oh, yeah, because Slasher... I mean, I guess it wouldn't matter. If he used the camo, if he didn't use the camo, the round goes the same way. But that's tough, man. You think you had that free kill, and is that just... I didn't see if he had... Well, I was going to say, is it an issue of dead silence? But no, I mean, he saw him pop the camo. He knew he was right there. He knew he was coming.
Diabolic is playing on the other side of the wall. Maybe he hears him pop.
Well, he gets the ping with the camo. Yeah. At first, I was like, maybe he...
Camo.
I was going to say maybe he didn't have dead silence on. That cost him, but no, it's just the ping you get from camo.
It's just that noise that it makes when you activate camo. I think that's what probably...
Because he hit that heat wave quick. I mean, as soon as he came around the corner, it was just bam, and he was like, oh, cool. Well, I'm invisible. And the couple shots missed. I almost wonder... I think
Slasher would just laid down behind the bomb.
Yes, if he would have waited, because I think when he came out, he had like a sliver of camo left. Yeah. I think what broke his camo was his shots.
I think so as well.
If he would have waited a second, but that's so tough.
Just gone prone behind bomb. I mean, maybe
gives him.
But you can't second guess that. That's such a tough situation.
That's so tough. When you get hit with the heat wave, you're like, oh Lord, take me out of this dimension of hell that I've joined.
We are gonna see a CTF in this one. We're gonna see a breach CTF during this game. So
this is the first CTF that Envy has seen in quite some time.
Yeah, right. We'll take a look at the scoreboard. Slasher 9-6 for Envy. Aches had some good moments. I feel like he was the last one alive a lot of times. Cap 2-7, struggled in that one. And then you have Chino 9-6 for DT. Hit some fantastic snipes. Diabolic in the last round with a huge heat wave. And DT gets on the board, mate.
The question here is going to be, I mean, can you... Can they beat them in an uplink, though? I think Envy's a very good uplink and CTF team. I mean, you know, they've been one of the few teams that kind of loves playing CTF. They praise CTF, where You know, it's not the most enjoyable for some people because it plays a little bit slower. I don't think DT beats them in a CTF. So this uplink becomes a must-win, right?
I do think that Breach CTF, though, we talked about how DT is very good with the wall running, and let's see how this goes here. Yeah, his shots actually bring
I
him
thought
out
it did.
of
I thought it
camo.
did because, and that's just, God, I wish I watched it more closely at the bottom right so I could see
And then
how
he had a little bit
much
of a
left, but just
Yeah.
a sliver there. So if he,
About that
I don't
much.
even think he needed to go prone. If he just would have waited and lined his shot up because he whiffed his first shot.
Or he could have just backed out completely.
He would have won that gunfight if because those bullets that came in while he was camo, I don't think, I mean, they grazed him. I don't think he was very tagged up at
No.
all. If he lines up that first burst, he might win the gunfight, but he kind of just panicked, man. Started shooting. He's like, oh,
It's
God.
a lot easier to say to wait, especially when you get
Yeah.
heat wave.
I would have
and
just thrown my
It's
controller.
a huge round. You're freaking out a little bit.
Yeah.
But one thing, it's going to be a Breach CTF. I definitely think that's one that, happy with some of his movement, can definitely, get creative with the flag routes and stuff. So I
Sure.
don't think that one, I mean, it favors Envy, but I don't think it's one that DT is really kind of
Okay.
like hating that draw of a map.
All right, well, the uplink, I think, on Fringe, that's one where I'm certainly going to say I think it favors Envy,
Yeah.
definitely in this one. But again, it's a game of control with uplink. Who can get them pinned to the base? Who wins that opening break? When I talked to Aches, he was one of the advocates for having CTF in the cycle of games, and his issue with uplink is sometimes he's like, you lose that opening gunfight. You get 3 down, it just seems like it's kind of a snowball sometimes. Like you're trying to battle out of your base, you're playing off your back foot for a while. If DT can get them pinned and get an early lead, gives himself a chance. I just think they can't be playing off their back foot against a team like Envy throughout the game.
When you were playing uplink, the thing is when you get 2 or 3 dead, like CTF, you want to move up the map a little bit slower. When you get 2 or 3 dead in uplink, you got to go. You got to push up the map. You got to get them spawn trapped, and you got to turn that into points.
Yeah, you really, really do. So I'm curious to kind of see how the opening break goes. Who's that first team to kind of get that spawn trap, get this setup going early on. But let's hop first things first into the ban protect here for Envy versus DT.
Overdrive 100% has to go in this one.
Rapid fire gun. Yeah, overfire certainly have to go. So you see the kind of the half of their component go here
Did
earlier.
you just say
Rapid fire and flashbang.
overfire?
Did I say overfire? Did I
You did.
make up a new perk?
think you
Overfire?
did,
I like
overfire.
to. How cool does overfire sound?
And what does it do?
I have no idea. Flash jacket. I've got a lot of interesting ones, but rapid fire goes. We should see high caliber coming off as well. Flashbang concussion already going to be gone. They're attacking the kind of norms here for either side pretty early on.
Overclock. Yeah. Have we seen the Shiva banned in this series this far? No, right?
Overfire? It sounds like a final boss of some RPG.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen.
Overfire.
We see Kinetico before Overdrive, which is interesting. We haven't seen the Shiva gone in this series this far. We haven't seen it used. Does it stay, and do we see it used on this map? This map, more long-range gunfights. Shiva definitely can be used on this one more effectively.
I think it might be. We haven't seen it attacked, used.
I think
banned,
high
protected.
caliber
We've seen
goes
anything with it.
100% here.
Yes,
whether it's by
especially with the Shiva.
Yeah, whether it's by DT or Envy, but figured something Envy would do. But
What do you go? High caliber camo, maybe? High caliber.
yeah, I mean camo's a possibility too. You see Chino getting rid of high caliber. What is cap? HC, I was gonna say that, but I feel like that's almost pointless. Like, the HC and uplink doesn't make
I
a
don't
huge.
think not as big of a player as like Hardpoint where you can break a hardpoint with it, where you can block a doorway. I don't think it's as big of a player in uplink at all.
It really. I mean, we talked about how important it is in uplink to like push up the map as a team.
Yeah.
Like you use an HC, it
You
just
need
kinda
to push
takes
up
you,
the map, not your car.
Yeah, not your car. It takes you completely away from being able to do that. You're gonna see Camo Annihilator. Chino's gonna go Scythe. You have Iggs with the Scythe on the side of Envy. Cat probably goes Annihilator, and you have a same setup from both teams.
It's certainly looking that way, unless Cap decides to mix
Unless
things
he
up.
decides to do something different. No, he's gonna go Annihilator.
Makes sense. All right, so we'll have a mirror match here as far as the specialist goes. Let these guys create their classes, get ready to hop into the action. I mean, speaking of classes, you saw Aches use, I think, at least 4 or 5 classes in game 1. Give these guys some time to get everything set up here. But as far as this particular map goes, this game type, you got to favor Envy with the way they've been playing. Certainly
Without
one I
doubt,
think they'll take. S&D, sometimes I feel like, especially, when you're talking about online league, anyone can kind of take an S&D, but when you're talking uplink for a strong team like this or hardpoint, it's so tough. Like, I know the hardpoint is pretty close. DT did a pretty good job in that, but I feel like I understand them stealing an S&D.
DT took all the respawns off Optic.
I know, like
how
he's
does that
thinking
feel?
about that, but like how long do we talk about that? For like the whole stage?
No. I feel
Like at some point that loses a little bit of steam,
I
right?
just keep going back to it because it's like the one thing I can go back to.
Really
It's
is.
like I have this 1 point.
Yeah.
Yeah, other than that, I didn't really have much.
I know what you mean. I just think it's. Would you agree though that if you're, we've talked about it, if you're the underdog and you're going to steal a map, it's usually the S&D. It's so hard to take a respawn from a team like EnVy, Optic, FaZe. Yeah. I think this Uplink. I mean, I'm not saying they're out of it, but I think this could be a big win for EnVy potentially.
I think it all just kind of comes down to this initial break, and DT wins it. They keep that momentum going.
Kind of the initial break on both sides, right? When you're talking about both halves. I mean, you a lot of times off the break, you can either get points immediately or at least set up for points immediately. Certainly important. Oh, what was it? Oh, God. Did you see the video clip of Aches where he asked for the trophy at L-Wall?
Trophy system at L-Wall. That is too funny.
I'm going on with Aches to start if they're on that side just to see if he gets hit by a grenade if there's a trophy there. That put me in tears.
Funny. Yeah, I watched that. I was like
his thanks, guys, and then Jake kept going, too late, or what he said. So good, man. Yeah. So good. That's like the definition of how I imagine every conversation going on that team.
Yeah, just like one word phrases just uttered between JCap and Aches until Slasher just kind of loses it and like, he just goes off the rails.
I think he rage quit like later on in one of those matches. So
Slasher, you talk about a guy who, I mean, obviously you should be practicing as serious as you can all the time. There is never a moment where Slasher is not serious. And,
he is.
Playing with Aches can be very difficult.
He is hardcore.
To scrim, yeah.
Slasher intimidates me. Aches scares me. Honestly, I'm frightened of the whole EnVy roster. Except for TP, you know.
Yeah, he's like a puppy
former
dog.
Abercrombie and Fitch model.
That's a lie.
No, it's not.
It's
so I got the name TP. All right, here we go. Hopping in. Who do you want to start? Actually, no, I'm definitely starting. I don't want to start with Ace. He's not at all.
No, let's go on with somebody on the side DT.
Okay.
Chino or
Chino?
Happy, one of these guys.
He had that crazy play on this map in CTF not too long ago.
Oh my God, with the sight, that was insane. Yeah.
All right, well, okay, well, he is going to go to the same position as Ace, so he will be pushing elbow here. And he
oh my, we missed it. How?
Oh my God, I'm sorry, I'm staying on him. Because I just picture that he said, yo, can I get a trophy at the corner here?
Like, can I get a trophy on white truck?
Because Simtex just flies in. That's amazing.
Well, I mean, it's EnVy in control of the drone, though, and they're actually pushing this one up right towards Grandma.
Get the hands.
How did they convert that into points so quick? I mean, you feel like DT, that you had a nice start. You know, they picked up a kill or two. And then it just, EnVy just ran through the middle of the map.
Did I pay that little attention that Aches got killed off spawn and somehow ended up dunking?
We were laughing.
Like that much time went by with our laughter that he ended up dunking that.
It's fine.
All right, so basically, if you want to look at it that way, Cheeto's opening grenade kind of led to 2 points for Aches.
Yeah, and you're going to see Slasher and Cap picking up 2 kills here in the middle of the map. And EnVy is so tough on this map because of their ARs. 3 very talented ARs. When you put it in...
What are these nades?
Yeah, when you put it in Slasher's hands as well. Guy, obviously, we talked about last year being one of the strongest AR players, you know, combined with Cap and Aches. Just very difficult matchup on this one.
Well, this is push down tracks here coming from DT, trying to get points on the board. Good movement here coming out of Cinder. He's got an opportunity for 1 point. Does he go for that? Does he try to get the dunk? Looks like he's going to make the wise play, puts it through, gets 1 point on the board. Now let's switch over to Diabolic. He was still wreaking havoc in the base. He was on a 3 streak. You have Chino on a 3 streak as well. He's got the MR6 out, tries to tag up 1, but ultimately ends up falling. However, another 1 point opportunity here, and that's going to go over the top of bar. Nice toss coming from Happy. So the early 2-0 lead and control from EnVy all but dissolves, and now the pressure is coming on from the side of DT.
And they're just going to keep going for these 1 point throws. Don't connect with that one, but there's still players in the back of the base for DT. Aches needs to win this gunfight versus Happy. He loses it, but there's a teammate there to clean it up. That would have been a huge win. I mean, if TP's not there, Happy gets a 2 point play with ease. And we've been seeing at least at the start of this one, Maven, a lot of grenade use out of the guys on DT. When does EnVy elect to, you know, throw some more trophies, use some flak jacket or something to kind of counter that? As you see, it's going to be the nade that kind of prevents TP from just keep running in that drone with ease. And JCap just shoots Cinder off of the back of that truck. Slasher's going to dive in with a 2 point play. And how many players hit that shot with ease like JCap just did? Not many, I think.
Now, incredibly accurate shots coming out from him, and that's going to put more points on the board here. You see the M8 fire coming from Cap, trying to wallbang here. I think he may have hit 2 different players there as he's firing through. But there's another nade. So let's go. I'm going to check off the spawn. Does Cap opt to put on, because that's the second grenade I've seen JCap fall to mid-map. Does he opt? Nope.
Nope.
They're saying, screw it, let's keep the pressure going. They're running after Burner. They want to play aggressive. I mean, they had to have made classes with Flak Jacket, right?
You would think so. I mean, he even throws a nade of himself out. He actually gets a hit marker with it. Slasher and TP both win gunfights. Diabolic, the last one alive. You talk about some amazing plays with Heatwave, and that is the Pac-Man play. But works out a little bit better. He's able to pick up that kill. And look at that. Just the difference between Cinder getting top grandma and challenging them mid-street. That's not what TSM did. TSM played from the back of their base and ends up working out for DT there. Fantastic play by Diabolic.
Diabolic goes huge. That's great use of Heatwave. You don't always use it to get kills. I know we got one, but that's really just about delaying that pressure coming from the drone. They're able to, I mean, that could have easily been 1 or 2 points, right? You got 3 down and be looking strong. They still have a nice lead. They're just kind of tossing the rock back and forth here by spawn, trying to figure out what gap they want to try and push. Where do they want to try and apply pressure? TP kind of by himself here in yard, just waiting for the rotation. You can see players starting to focus over. He's about to get pinched, and they want to toss it, I think, across the Slasher.
Oh, Slasher wins that gunfight. He might be able to get at least a 1-point throw.
Potentially, yeah. Maybe 1 point. I like that little play there. Nice opportunity. I like when you see, like, Uplink kind of remind you of real sports plays, right?
Yeah.
You know, whether it's soccer or basketball, kind of seeing plays like that. It's really, really cool. Shots coming in for the L-Car. That's Aches able to pick up one. I think it was actually JCap that got it, but he's able to slow down that drone carrying up. There's still one. Did they not realize there's another player in the back here?
They gotta have some idea.
They
had to have some idea Chino is still lurking in the back of the base. Map drone gonna be reset over towards that mid-map area. Aches getting on that mid-truck, firing some shots down Diabolic with the SMG, not able to make a play there. TP gonna go for that 1-point throw. We saw Methods knocked down, not gonna connect with it, but there's one player coming down tracks. And it looks like Sender actually has an issue just locating the drone.
Yeah.
Cap gets taken out, but that is a fortunate.
He couldn't find it. And now this, actually, if he's up here, can anyone get a toss to Diabolic top? I don't think they know he's up top.
They have to bring it back towards mid. You see Happy's going to pick up one. Slasher with another in the kill feed, and they're actually going to be
toss the rock, pass it.
They're not.
Oh my
and
God,
actually Chino beats out Aches.
What is this, Chino? No, not able to get it through. Runs out of time. Yeah, I was thinking they might try to go mid and just try to pass it up to him in window. I don't think anyone was aware Diabolic was there. Might have had an opportunity, but still a tough play. Time was against you. But how do you feel about that first half? You know, a small lead for Envy. Nothing too crazy, nothing to write home about, but they've got a lead here. You feel pretty good about Envy's chances down the second side?
Yeah, I do. I mean, they're up 2. It's not a huge
lead.
Well,
what side do you prefer on this particular map?
You're able to, if you can get control of Barn and spawn the back alley, we've seen some crazy scores come up on this side of the map, specifically the one that Envy is on right now.
All right, well, let's see what they're able to do. Switched over to the side of DT. How will this original break go? And that was that the car exploding? It was. Yeah. As Diabolic able to pick up Slasher. Watching Diabolic now, he's able to grab one more, starting to push forward, checking L wall. But you can see the drone going to end up going into the hands of Aches, and they're just going to play the possession game right now.
They have all the time in the world. I mean, as long as the rest of his team picks up some kills, he's actually contemplating this one, bringing this one down back alley, but he's going to get all types of tagged up. Going to not throw it off the map. Going to have to just kind of throw it down, slay around the drone. It's going to be Slasher, actually, who picks up 2. Does he pick up the drone?
He's got camo, too. Yeah, get a camo to 1-point toss.
Yeah, he's going to pick this up. He's going to wait for a teammate to kind of guide him, but that really just wastes the camo. They get nothing out of that.
I don't understand the play at all.
Not good use of camo.
I thought he was just trying to get up for that wall run and toss,
I don't understand that really at all.
Did he not get high enough, maybe?
Maybe.
Do you need to get higher on the wall to potentially get that toss? I don't know what the exact line is.
You need to get a lot closer as well.
Well, I mean, that's clear. He didn't even have an angle to it. But
no,
it looked like he kept trying to get up there, right?
Yeah, Aches picks up 3, but that just waste of camo. And camo is one that, in Uplink, if you can get control of the drone and get it to your guy with camo and just kind of lead the way, you can make some big plays. Sender gets cut down. That was going to be Chino's kind of guide, and he's going to get a 1-point throw in anyway. So nice plays by DT at the beginning. Some questionable things out of the side of Envy. Happy just gets caught off guard there. Up in top, Grandma. You're going to see Aches and TP in the kill feed. Slasher in position over by Small Door to make a play over here at Barn.
Did I hear? I thought I heard a scythe potentially top barn. Was that a scythe? Yep. So Chino's got his scythe. He's got half the juice left, but a 1-point toss gets attempted to go over the top. They're not able to sink it through. That's going to get cut down. JCap now pushing to the back. He has the Annihilator in hand. They get the spawn kind of towards back alley. I think one ended up popping in the back, and there's the last thing you want to do is pop it there, but he's still able to get it. Still has his Annihilator with the dunk.
Yeah, he was going to get his Annihilator back once he put it in, so not a bad play there by Cap.
Yeah, you know, but you want to be that guy that kind of pins him back alley, right? Picks up kills. You want somebody else to get through the dunk if you can, but there was no other opportunity. He had to put it down, had to flush it through, and like you said, he's still going to have that Annihilator ready for action.
You see Aches opting to go with the XR2 here. We've seen Man of War and XR2 from him on this fringe uplink, and obviously the XR2 gets a little bit of a buff in the recent update, so maybe this is something we start to see from some more players, and some shaky shots right there.
If he can connect, we can see how it works.
Finally able to take out Cinder, and now the drone down over at Trax. You see it's going to be thrown up the map to Slasher. Now Slasher has camo, going to get off a 1-point throw, going to connect with it, so Envy starting to put the pressure on DT, ramping up the score, and DT playing from the back of their base. Maven, well, they need to pick up some big kills I mean, they need to pick up kills in a big way. Look at Aches locking down this back alley with the sight.
Well,
He's going to get challenged from the left.
I think the pass was for him. It didn't go to the exact right spot.
Yeah, there was no chance he was going.
I think he tried to pass 3. I was about to say that. Like, no way is he putting away the sight and trying to dunk one through, especially when they've got a more comfortable lead now.
Well, somehow they still get 1 point out of that. You thought they were going to end up with nothing. Slasher
well,
somehow.
They had 3 down at one point.
Yeah, Slasher wins 1 gunfight, and then he's able to just grab that.
Well,
Team
that's
gets
in your
stuck
face,
in the mouth by Happy. You see a nade go the other direction. Cappy will take out Happy. So see a lot of grenade kills here, and nobody opting to put on Flak.
No, I don't think I've seen Flak
with
on
Afterburner.
Single...
You kind of in the game. I mean, now
Cinder's got Flak,
but you got to run Afterburner.
Yeah, it's certainly important on this one, especially when you're trying to, push down tracks, get places in a hurry. I think a 1-point toss was attempted there, but not even going to really get out of his hand before getting shut down.
If you're Envy, do you just hold the drone back silo?
Yeah, you could. I mean, just waste some time.
Minute left? Yeah.
You'd really, really have to give up, like, complete and utter map control here, I think, to give up 5 points.
And even if somebody on DT
seconds.
gets to White Truck on the middle of the map and gets an eye on Slasher here, I mean, he can just kind of look the other way and just get
gets back in.
He barely makes it in. But you're going to see 3 kills go down in the kill feed for Envy. Diabolic picks up 1. He's going to be able to get a second one with Heatwave. He's going to get shut down, though, off the spawn. And Envy 30 seconds away from taking a 2-1 lead here. They've just done a great job on this second side.
Oh, they really have.
Just putting a lot of pressure on Dream Team.
And that was, I thought I saw an Annihilator shot come from somewhere there, but both kills coming in going to be an M8. They got a chance here to get a dunk on the board. I mean, they're still technically in it, I think, but just go for 1. I mean, why not get the 1-point toss right now? You need 2 dunks and a 1-pointer. I would have just got the quick 1 point, see if you can get them penned, right?
Yeah,
I mean, you waste 5 seconds there. You need 1 point more than you need.
You're going to need a 2 anyway.
Well, you need 2 2-pointers. I don't know. I mean, they were pretty, they're pretty screwed
anyway. Yeah, no, there wasn't a great chance for them to win that one in the final seconds. Envy taking game number 3, 8-5 here against DT. Going to put themselves at 2-1 in this series.
Next up is going to be CTF on Breach. Now, in case viewers missed it a little bit earlier, you talked about the fact that you don't feel bad about this draw if you're DT.
No.
What about this map you think kind of gives them an edge a little bit? I mean, maybe not an edge, but gives them at least some sort of advantages over NV.
Happy, very sneaky, good with the wall running, good with all the movement mechanics. Okay. Definitely a chance that he can get on the overextension. They win 1 or 2 gunfights in the spawn. I believe this is the map that me and you casted where DT won. Chino was like 18-1 to kick things off. It was.
Oh yeah, definitely was. Yeah, he spent the whole game playing by the second hardpoint, basically.
A lot of base defense from DT.
So they could potentially get under the skin of Envy.
Yeah.
Envy likes to play, quote unquote, the correct way in CTF. A little bit more aggressive, right? A little bit more about holding positions, getting forward, putting pressure on the opposition. DT, from what we've seen, definitely a little slower, definitely a little more
DT is pretty much to kind of try and hold that 50-yard line, just hold their base and get one guy on the overextension.
That's how you have to play if you're playing against Envy, right?
If that guy on the overextension gets 1 or 2 kills, I mean, really it's a 1 kill if the rest of his teammates pick up the guys mid-map. They should be able to get a flag score. We'll take a look at the scoreboard real quick. 17 kills for Makes and T-Beach. Cap and Slasher lead the way for Envy. Slasher 35 kills. Chino 31 for DT. He's been a pretty solid performer all day long. I feel like, Chino just gets, everybody on this DT team, I feel like just gets better and better every week. And Diabolic, 26-18, just not enough in that loss.
Now, not able to pull it together. They had a pretty good first side. I mean, honestly, the whole game was pretty tight. They were with 4-2 advantage, I think, for Envy on the first side. Now, I guess let's talk a little bit about Flakjack. When we saw so many nade kills coming in from Syntax, coming in from Frag, why do you opt to just keep running Afterburner there? When you're getting killed, you're getting frustrated. Is it that much more of an advantage you have to have Afterburner?
I feel like Afterburner is not as important, like post getting rid of the G slide. But I feel like if you are going to use all the wall running mechanics and the really just try and chain all those movements together, you need Afterburner. It's 100% a must.
And you never want to be in that position, right, where you're caught with, just coming short of that dunk. You're out of juice and you just can't get up there. It's like, oh, I weigh far too much to put through this dunk. So that's, I think, part of it. But, yeah, we really – I think I saw flak jacket of 1 or 2 people, despite the fact that we saw so many nade kills coming in.
Yeah, just players reluctant to get rid of Afterburner. I think obviously it's tough when you're watching, like, as a spectator and you're seeing them die to nades over and over. You're like, all right, like,
well,
put
it's
on
frustrating
flak,
to watch. It's probably way more frustrating to play when you're getting killed by nades. That was amazing, by the way, the opening sequence, watching Ace die there.
Yeah.
I should have watched him from the other side. I forgot when we switched. I should have checked with him going to L.
But Dream Team on just switch the team.
Yeah, I got them switched already.
You're so good, man.
That's the first thing I did. Yeah, I know. I'm a very, very quick thinker. But just waiting for everyone to get on the appropriate team. I think we're waiting on 1 player potentially to join the lobby, and then we should be ready to start map 4.
Does EnVy close it out here?
I think EnVy does close it out. I do. I believe they've got what it takes to close out in CTF. Just a quick update to you guys in case you did miss the first match of the night. That was a pretty, I mean, that was a solid win for CLG. They get the 3-0. They win in convincing fashion. They look good against a hot TSM team. And that's what CLG needs. They need to rip off. There's a couple wins in a row, get closer to 500. Just feel like they're starting to muster a little bit of strength in this league.
Especially going into UMG South Carolina this weekend.
If they get a good result here, that could be big for them, just like kind of confidence-wise going into stage 1 when they get back.
Yeah, without a doubt. You're going to need, after South Carolina, you're going to need to see this CLG team rattle off a lot of wins in a row. They cannot afford any 0-2 weeks, really can't afford many 1-1 weeks.
Well, let's think back. This is similar to the number of teams we had in, AW seasons 1 through 3. Typically speaking, a team usually got in around 500, a little under 500. Sometimes we have 8 out of 12. When it's more than half of your teams going in, typically there's someone a little bit under 500. So they still have an opportunity, sure. But like you said, they've got to start stringing together lots of wins. Now, let's look at the ban protect. So, all right, I like this. That's something that'll certainly get under the skin of EnVy. Imagine if you're DT right now and you're going to slow the game down, and you've also got concussions. Is there any
better way to slow the game down than throwing stuns everywhere?
I know that Ace is going to be screaming.
Yeah.
On whatever voice service they're using, he's going to be very, very frustrated this game.
We haven't seen anyone ban Tac Mask, right?
I would love a Tac Mask ban right now.
I would love it too. DT just busts out Tac Mask ban.
Yeah, deal with our stuns. There's going to be stuns everywhere for days. Simtex ban, that doesn't surprise me.
No, with the way that was going.
The first thing Ace got in the opening round.
Well, if you're going to protect stuns, you might as well get rid of Tac or Trophy. One of the two. Trophy on CTF.
Or is it a threat from DT? I mean, does DT love to use them, or is it more of a threat?
Right. Could be more of a just forcing them to put on Tac Mask.
Yeah.
But still, you can fit that into your class really easy and keeping Afterburner in, so it's not that big of a deal. It's not that much of a
well, you could technically,
decider, I feel like.
Yeah, you could go Afterburner, fast tans, then also get, you can run 2 perk 3.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can fit that in easy.
Yeah,
it's not really... You're not really forcing EnVy to make a decision.
If you don't need perk 1 greed, you can do perk 3 greed. I mean, typically you're going to be able to do one or the other. Last thing coming in, I believe, is High Caliber. I think I saw Smoke for banned as well.
But you protect that stun to force EnVy to make a decision to whether to, run Tank Mask or whatnot. But
sure,
if there are classes, you can set them up pretty easy to keep that on. So you might as well get rid of Tank Mask.
Get rid of it, or if you're gonna protect one, why not get rid of it? I don't understand. I guess I would have got it out of there. I would have slowed this down. I would have had as many concussions as possible. There would have been 8 of them on the map.
Yeah.
And they just would have been everywhere. It would have been raining concussion grenades.
You're gonna see.
You ever seen that movie Raining with a what was it called? Sunny. With a chance of meatballs. And there's just like there's food raining from the sky. I want that, but with concussion grenades.
Oh.
That was a delightful little animated film.
Yeah. Oh, and you're gonna see Happy Go camo, 2 weapons. Oh, actually, no, only 1 weapon on the side of DT. Usually we see 2 and 2, but Kinetic stays in. So you're going to see Kinetic camo and Heat Wave with an Annihilator, and then you're going to see Cap Go camo. So
I'm distracted.
Annihilator over Scythe. Very interesting. What do you?
Jack's just jumping around, screaming and sweating. I saw him like wipe his brow. He was just jumping. I don't know. Something big play must have happened. He was very
something
excited.
crazy happened over there.
I'm constantly distracted by Jack.
Scythe over Annihilator over Scythe. Sorry.
I would take Scythe over Annihilator pretty much every single time.
Yeah,
I just think it's. I mean, I guess you get a little more mobility with the Annihilator because you can pop off shots really a lot quicker. Actually, on this particular map, no, I still go Scythe. But
I thought you were going to counter. You were like, actually, I was.
You're not. You know,
right.
you're just not very mobile with the Scythe. You're not.
No,
the load up time, you kind of have to set up at a spot where the Annihilator. I mean, we've seen some players are flying around, it's hitting these crazy shots, but this map. I mean, think about it. You're going to want
it to bottom broken with a Scythe.
You're going to want it on a pull, so it's either going to be top broken, top AC, or I mean, just somewhere where you can lock down middle in one alley when they're trying to rotate back with the flag. I take a Scythe 9 out of 10 times.
Yeah, I think you go Scythe over Annihilator any day. As your first
weapon.
I'd
take a Tempest.
If you're only going to have one weapon, I definitely take the Scythe over the Annihilator.
Sure.
But the rest of the guys on both teams going to elect to go standard with the same ability. So you're going to have a Kinetic on both teams, a Heat Wave on both teams, and Camo.
Do you own pink shorts?
No.
That's a lie.
Why would you? Why?
I don't know. I was just thinking, it's a nice pink shirt you have on. I bet you own pink jeans, pink shorts.
I don't own pink jeans.
Pink floral blazer.
I don't own a pink floral blazer.
Sorry, Matt. You told me all about your time at tennis camp yesterday.
We did. We talked about tennis camp yesterday. I attended one tennis camp. It's not 3. How many fingers did you put at that time? I didn't even see it. 4. 4. I did not attend 4 tennis camps. I only went to tennis camp once.
I don't know why I find that so amazing, but I really do. I just picture you like.
I was awful at it.
Pink shorts and a pink shirt.
No.
Is this how you use a tennis racket? I've never played tennis in my life. Actually, I did play one 2v2 tennis tournament in high school. Me and my buddy, we went and spent like $200. We got like tennis, like tennis shoes. We got like pink headbands, like a tennis shirt. We went and played. We did not score 1 point. Got knocked out. But
I wasn't very good.
There were some great pictures. It was a fun time.
But breach capture the flag between DT and Envy. That's going to be starting up.
I'm
that
excited.
Should be the opposite of both of our tennis experience, which we both obviously had awful experiences playing tennis. This one should be a pretty good experience watching this game of Call of Duty.
Let's go.
It's going to be an unlimited score, limited time, limited score limit. I'm just giving up.
You can play to unlimited time.
5-minute time limit. 2 halves. Team's going to get a shot from both sides. A 7.5-second respawn delay. We should play tennis against each other.
I'm ready. One-on-one. Dude, that'd be a great live stream or YouTube video. There's a good chance I'd probably tear my ACL. But here we go. Kicking things off.
I've already torn mine twice, so that actually isn't too funny of a joke.
Now I just feel, actually, I don't really feel that bad. I hope that your knee is better now. Here we go. Kicking things off. Early action. Now, what I want to watch, we talked about Chino. How slow.
No,
it's gonna
be
Look
one
at this.
guy.
What is this
what's gonna happen
here?
It's gonna be one guy over on the overextension. If DT picks up kills here, it's Cap. Watch this. Yep, they're gonna pull a flag. It's gonna force these 2 players from Envy in the middle of the map to pick which way they want to look. They want to keep pushing in towards the base, and oh man, Cap and Slash are just a massive.
Well, it falls off the map, I believe, so it's going to return, and then that's going to allow Slasher to get out. He's got one player behind him, and Chino goes huge for the squad. He's here. Can he pick it up? Players rotating from half wall, not able to stop this, and that's going to be a massive 2-piece and return for Chino.
Cap and Slasher save a Cap right there. I mean, that is one where it's so difficult. All 4 members of DT alive, 2 guys stuck in mid-map on Envy, and Cap and Slasher just go massive.
All right, we're watching here. Early action. This has been, this is a pretty fast-paced start, right? Both teams really.
We're only a minute and 20 in, Maven. Don't oversell it. We're a minute and 20 in.
And frantic.
You're going to see Teep not even challenge the gunfight, just trying to get out over towards Broken as one teammate over by the B bomb. It's the same route they used last time. Sender just going to go on the chase. Cap wins 1 gunfight. TP might be gone. There's 1 player over by Palace. It's going to be Happy. He's actually going to come through Lab. He's going to win 1 big gunfight versus Aches. Not going to win the second one versus Slasher. TP gets a Cap for the team. It's going to put Envy up 1-0.
All right, well, here we go. Now, who is this player? Diabolic, sneaky little man. He's the one that gets the pulls, right? We saw it, that crazy CTF game that we saw.
Against Complexity.
He had like 18 flag pulls. He's going to get caught here in Lab. It's Aches rotating back, able to pick it up. They sniff that one out. And that's one of those things that just comes from, watching other teams play, watching theater, knowing how these guys like to play, able to rotate back and pick that one up.
I mean, you can figure out where players are on the map as soon as you spawn up.
Listen,
CTF.
I'm trying to talk to kids about how important it is to study and watch film. I'm trying to teach a younger generation.
It is important to go go back and watch
Yeah,
film.
life lessons with Maven just get shot down.
If you spawn Palace, there's a really good chance there's going to be somebody over in your lab or over at the second hard point. You spawn over the second hard point, there's a good chance somebody is putting pressure over on lab or through Palace.
Ace is good.
And he knows to rotate back.
So far from everybody else. And they've got one behind, so it's going to be Sender. He's going to be playing at the second hard point.
Well, he's scared of the pressure coming from Envy on the offensive side of things. Envy has 2 players just kind of putting a ton of pressure on the DT base, and Sender's going to be able to get a flagpole now.
But Ake's patient.
Yep.
Able to rotate back, gets that kill, and I mean that was him.
He's on a 3 streak, but he has 2 flag returns. Let me jump on with Ake.
Yeah,
so
I just switched him real
he's
quick.
playing for streaks. He's 150
he's
away,
really close. He's got Wraith, Cerberus too, and this is what we saw. What was it? It was Infection, Uplink, where they played really slow, but then they 2 players got full streaks and erupted in the last 2 minutes. Remember that?
And Ake's 25 off of a lightning.
Envy not scared to do that, that's for sure. I'm gonna switch around a little bit because Axe is playing very safe. But look at this. This is what's he inspecting right now?
He has no intention to move.
What's he inspecting?
0 intention to move.
Oh, he is awake. Now let's see. Can he get one more kill? He should have one line. Oh, he is screeching
fuming,
like an eagle right now. Very frustrated.
But the push is stopped again by Slasher and Cap. Slasher and Cap have gone big on defense, 2 times right there. And now Sender actually wins a gunfight versus Teep, so Sender's going to be able to get the flagpole over towards that B bomb site. Now Axe wins 2 big gunfights at the DT flag. This potentially could be a stalemate situation. If you are Envy, you have the man advantage though. I would just pull the flag right towards Sender.
Well, he's waiting here. He's going to get... he's got a little bit of help. Yep, he's able to pick up that kill. Both flags out. Diabolic gets the return. Now Sender's Q is to go. But there's one player in his way. That's going to be Axe. He's got the scythe. Is this a position where you might think about dropping the scythe? No, you line both up. I don't care about your camo.
Oh, he gets heat wave as he's going to get the return.
God. You're falling to your death. They don't get it. It's going to fall to Diabolic. What a ridiculous sequence of events here in the final seconds. Can they get the cap? Can they tie it up here? And that's going to fire one
the heat
through.
wave got his back.
Wow. What a play we just saw.
You saw what he did to Cole with it, and a huge play right there with Heatwave from Diabolic.
Insane stuff. That was wow. I thought Axe comes up so big. I wondered why he didn't consider popping the scythe. Kills the camo guy, gets both, and as he's jumping across, the Heatwave flies in. That was intense. 1-1 draw here through the first half. What a wild first side of CTF.
I mean, Axe thought he was in a perfect position to make that play. And granted, he picks up both kills. He just gets heat waved midair, falls to his death. Crazy play by Diabolic.
Would you say that the round almost ended 1-love, Matt? This is from your tennis cap. Oh, look at my skills there.
I have no idea what you've done.
Oh man, I was born to be a tennis player.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. 1-1, second side. Who are you taking, Matt? You still taking Envy?
I still got to favor Envy, although DT has come up with some big plays to tie it up there. In the final seconds, I still think Envy somehow pulls this CTF out. And you got to think it goes to a game 5. I mean, anything can happen there. We saw what DT did on that first S&D. Potentially could steal the series versus Envy.
All right, well, you've got one down for either side, Matt. Just kind of on their back foot right now is Envy. They're getting pushed. That's a win at top broken, and he's got an HC to work with as well. Diabolic in a power position, kind of on the opposing base. He's able to grab a second.
He's got a dart as well.
And the dart, he's got kind of like, it looks like an S&D combination of streak, right? It's so opposite from what Axe has. He's running Cerberus and Wraith. But Diabolic trying to fly in, not able to pick one out, still has the dart. We'll see if that can potentially come into play.
Okay, so why would they not just have Happy pick up the flag and bait for Diabolic and get Diabolic his Hellstorm? What was the thinking there?
I honestly thought Happy thought he grabbed the flag for a second. The way he started to run back, I thought he went in and touched it.
Yeah, they might have been confused because there's no reason for Diabolic to grab that flag and die. You should just get that guy his streaks.
Nice kill, Cap. I don't think he's gonna be prepared for one more right below him though. Oh, he's checking his corners, pops his camo. I love this. Oh, where did that player go?
He's still behind Cap.
Is he still just sitting?
Yeah.
Oh, Cap is so pissed, and he's gonna get both. Able to shut it down. Chino, big defense, so that's going to get him close to streaks. I'm surprised he doesn't rotate back and maybe potentially try to get that return.
Look at the objective players for both teams. Poor Teepee and Happy. I mean, Happy 5-12, Teep 4-11. Both guys can't get anything going. You're going to see Diabolic pull the flag, has Players all around the
Nice.
Heat
Heat wave
wave
out,
yet
though.
again.
There's a player at top glass, and he's going to rotate right to
Oh,
him. Able to get
my.
him. Diabolic coming in with the plays. He's 50 points off of his HC as well. He's got a couple concussions to work with. He needs some help here, but no, he's home free. What am I saying? They're all coming up front. His teammates picked up everything.
He is gone.
The way he was running it is like he was so worried about another player. Then I checked
He's
the minimap.
still worried about players, and his teammates are in front of him. Yeah, just guiding him. And now Diabolic puts in yet another flag. The guy has gone so massive here in CTF. Now you're starting to see Envy get really aggressive towards the middle of the map. It's going to be Slasher losing a gunfight to Happy. Cap now, the last one alive for Envy. Over in Lab, one player directly around the corner, not going to win that gunfight. And if you're DT, you can't turtle your base. You got to keep playing aggressive, keep sending that one guy on the overextension. We've seen teams time and time again lose games of CTF maybe when they start to just camp in their base and let the other team just get a lot of map control. You see Chino and Diabolic both pick up kills. Chino with another one, and now you see DT starting to apply more pressure.
All right, well, Cinder going through. He should have a pull here. Can he get back? Yep, he's good. He gets across. He is so tagged up, though, not able to pull it out. Now, there's just been so little pressure from Envy on this side.
Yeah, and Diabolic gets his Hellstorm as well, so we'll have to note that if Envy can get the flag out. But see Aches sub in his hand. He's going to be able to pick up one.
Now, where does he
like to bring it? He's got Slasher mid-map trying to give him some cover, but right now, I mean, this is a difficult situation for Aches. Nowhere to go, no teammates up. I believe it was TP and Slasher, the first two to spawn up. They spawn up pretty much right near their flag. They have no chance to get across map and help him, and now Envy gonna play some defense, then gonna try and push up the map.
Can you check through all the players on Envy? Do they have anything as far as specialist streaks? Anything they
Aches
have?
with a scythe, that's it.
Okay.
And
he's had that scythe forever.
And Slasher should get Heat Wave again before this game is over.
Well, Happy is ready to pull the flag as soon as they pick up a couple kills. He's actually just going to snag it now. So TP probably going to grab this on the other side. TP gets in his hand. Now, this is the scramble. This is the game right here. With 60 seconds on the clock, this is certainly the decider.
They're going to pull. They got to pull it right at Happy.
Should be cut down. He's going to get caught. Good job there. TP has it too. He might have a cap. I know he still has a lot of ground to cover.
Diabolic's using the Hellstorm. He's going to use it right away, and he's actually going to be able to pick up the flag carrier. So he's going to be able to take out Teep with that Hellstorm, and now Envy, they got to get over towards that flag. Oh my god, go on with Diabolic. He had the dart out. I thought he was going to use it. He's actually going to go straight towards the Envy flag. He's going to go for the return here. He's not going to win the gunfight.
Aches has it. He gets it through. 30 seconds left. They're going to clutch up. Wow.
Would you have liked to see Diabolic pull the flag out and try and just run away with it?
I thought he was going to.
That's what I thought he was going to do.
Well, they play good defense here. The pressure is still coming. TP trying to hold back a couple players. He's going to get picked up. Diabolic left alone, and they just have to play defense. I wish there was like another 15 seconds because Envy might have had potential to get up the map, maybe try to make a play. But as of now, everyone just going to be sitting and waiting. We're going to overtime, boys. Game 4, Envy, DT. Who's going to take this one? Can Envy close it out?
Clutch plays by Envy in the last minute there, and they're going into OT. Diabolic not going to have that Hellstorm missile to work with, only going to have the dart. I believe Chino has an HC as well. Don't know if he used it there in the final seconds. We'll actually have to take a look. We get into this next round, but big play out of Envy. I tell you what, man. I mean, they come up huge there in the final seconds to tie this one up.
All right. I'm excited. I love me some overtime. I know. We want to get to FaZe Optic. I'm excited. It's the primetime match of the night, but Envy's got to close this one out first. Can they get it done in OT? Game 4. Let's start off with Aches. Captain Price. Now he wants to use the scythe.
He's going to use it right off the rip.
Well, he's had it. This is the same scythe I think he's had since that one flag.
It might be. I mean, he just hasn't had a great opportunity to use it. He's going to get one. Nobody on Envy going to be able to pick up another kill, and I like the way DT's playing this. They know the scythe is out. They're going to play it a little bit slower.
Ooh,
almost turns
down,
and gets another, but 3 dead for Envy. Cap with camo down towards that lower half of the map. See, he's just trying to hide and pick up some kills, waiting for the push by DT. DT is just going to catch Diabolic off guard, throw out some stuns. Yeah. I mean, he picks up another kill, and then some teammates able to get across the map.
JCap getting it all done. He's able to clear really the entire top side of the map. He's got the camo as well. He should be able to get a nice pull. Now, he tries to get out. He's got one player spotting bottom, but he's going to run to his teammate. Perfectly done. He gets pulled on the other side. The question is, can Aches return it on this side? He's chasing one now. Gets the kill. He should have the return. Now, JCap should be able to flush this through. There's only one player mid-map to deal with. Can they cut him off? He's pushing through. They get the kill as well, and that's should.
Oh, the dart!
Oh, my God, the dart goes big. I was like, how are these guys dying right now? Can they get it? Is someone able to get the touch? They should still have it. What a valiant effort there by Diabolic. But the cap goes. I was like, I watched everyone die on the map. I'm like, what's killing them?
The dart.
All I was looking at was the mini-map, so I was so confused. Like, how are they dying?
I knew he still had the dart. I was just wondering when he was going to use it. And
if they somehow got to return that, imagine if the dart could return cap flags. So he kills both, flies through, and gets it.
That wouldn't be very good if the dart could return flags.
But it would be crazy, right?
It would be crazy, but just because it's crazy doesn't mean we need to see it. And,
I want the dart to be able to play the objective. That's my new rule.
So you got Heat Wave on
Hire
Slasher.
me,
Does
Treyarch,
anyone have anything? So you got Happy with Camo, and you got an Annihilator out of Sender. Sender's going to use the Annihilator off the bat. Sender dies, and did Happy use his Camo?
Yeah, and like not a spot he needed to, but he still picks up 2 kills. Happy still getting work done. There's one more coming. The timing's going to be unfortunate here. I think he had a kill there, bottom broken, but turns at just the wrong time. Slasher clears out his place
was
too.
in the base as well, and Slasher wins that. So 2 big wins by Slasher. You see Cap win another one against Sender, and time is dwindling down here. Envy just trying to play some defense. Teep's gonna just
that's how you play
sit behind a barrel, wait for one to walk by.
I mean, that type of play can be frustrating to watch, you know, throughout the entire course of a game. But when it's the final minute in overtime, by all means, play it smart. Love the stuff from TP there. They're looking poised here. I don't even know. I mean, I guess there's enough time to get a pull and potentially score, but they're shutting it down. Happy last alive. He's at home. That's gonna be your ball game, ladies and gentlemen. So, all right, let's think about this. Envy lost 1 map.
Yeah.
What was their lead on Optic now? 2?
I believe it might have been 1 or 2.
God, I can't remember. I was trying to think if, depending on how Optic phase goes, if there's any chance that they could be overcome.
If Optic 3-0's phase, I think there's a chance.
Yeah, I think it was 2 maps. I think Envy's in first no matter what.
Well,
I'm not entirely sure. I'll have to look at it.
Yeah, we'll have to look at
I'll check a tweet here
stats,
between games, but I'm pretty sure Envy is first no matter what now that they get that win with 3-1. We'll have to take a look.
Yeah.
But this Optic Envy or Optic phase series coming up next. I mean, that's the one we're all excited
That's what
for.
we've been talking about all night.
Let's close this one out.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at stats here after we get out of the winner's circle. Really good job by Envy. I know they dropped their first map in several weeks now, but still, at no point did you really think they were going to lose the series. I mean, I know that goes to overtime. I know it was a really close game. Game one was close as well.
Well, game 1 wasn't close. Game 1 was close. What? The first rotation of Hills.
Game 1 ended up being, what, 60 points or so? Wasn't that, well, what's the definition of close? I mean, it wasn't a 250 to 30 victory.
Game 1 was close.
But what were you? They were within 20 in the first half.
In the first half, then what happened the entire remainder of the game?
You make good points.
Make a very good point.
But did you ever at any point think that Envy was going to lose this series? I didn't.
Went to game 5, there was a chance.
I'm just saying, from what we saw, I never thought like, hey, they might lose the series.
We'll take a look at the scoreboard here. Teep finishes 10-21. And you see Eggs with those 3 returns. Him and Slasher did some really nice things on the defensive side of things. JCap as well. JCap came out with some big plays. Then on the side of DT, Diabolic. The guy has been lights out the last few weeks.
Yeah, he's been playing great.
2 flag caps, 2 returns, some amazing plays with Heat Wave. Now, even that dart flying towards the end, but just not enough. And DT, I feel like we always say with DT, it's like they play teams so tough, just not enough at the end. This is the first use of Heat Wave. You saw Camo come in, he just falls
That was
to his
crazy.
death.
That was awesome because, I mean, he clutched up and gets those 2 kills, kills the Camo, and then that Heat Wave just comes up amazingly clutch. This one, so back and forth. I wish we could see the dart from Diabolic's POV. That would have been such a crazy play, man. He just needed one teammate to, like, be alive and try to get that return.
Yeah, near it.
Yeah.
Right? We'll take a look at that. I'm sure that, that cap will be in here, but he gets a teammate near there. Well, that teammate wins that gunfight on the wall, and you think there's a chance. Right there, I would have liked Diabolic to pull the flag and just run in that situation where he went to go challenge high up top. And here's where you see the dart come into play. If that teammate on that wall run wins that gunfight versus Teep, there's a chance they get that flag
That's
return.
the person. Yeah, when I saw that player die on the wall run, I'm like, oh, they're good. And all of a sudden, everything just starts exploding. I was like, oh, okay, well. Great dart use.